Candidates had to let voters know why they were the best person for the job. Republican Secretary of State candidate Nora Espinoza says the Secretary of State's office can help improve the business climate in New Mexico by processing business licenses quicker.
If you had a business, you want your things expedited. You want it done quickly. You want it, because you're holding up money. I mean, you're holding up their business. So things need to be done in a very professional and manner and expedited.
Her opponent, Democrat Maggie Toulouse Oliver, says she could implement a system for business licensing based on what she's done in the Bernalillo County Clerks Office.
We've done a variety of things in my county clerk office, for example, with a recording and filing division that I think we can model at the Secretary of State's level, creating an online system for business filings that apply to new filings as well as to annual reports, not just for LLCs, but for corporations of all sizes.
Republican Judith Nakamura is seeking election to the New Mexico Supreme Court after being appointed to fill a vacancy in 2015. She says one of the biggest problems facing the court is a low budget.
We have been working very closely with legislators and the governor's office who understand the plight of the court, because really we're at their mercy when it comes to our budgets. And when the court isn't sufficiently funded, the adjudication of cases slows down, and that's a real problem because people have a right to know as quickly as possible the outcome of their controversy.
Her opponent, Democrat Vigil, says he hopes to help working families.
What I hope to accomplish on the New Mexico Supreme Court is fashion decisions that continue to advance the causes of working families in New Mexico, children and their protection, and providing for a peaceful, safe environment for all the people of the state of New Mexico.
Republican Stephen French is seeking election to the New Mexico Court of Appeals after being appointed earlier this year. He is concerned about funding for the courts.
The problem with funding, quite frankly, New Mexico is on hard times. Funding is hard time. The court's job is to service the people of the state of New Mexico. And when you have people filing appeals, you want to try to get the decisions out as fast as you can. Well, we're extremely understaffed. We have budgetary problems, and it slows down our caseload.
His opponent, Democrat Vargas, is concerned about fair representation.
Things like access to justice, which are issues related to people being represented in court. Lawyers are really expensive, and so there's a lot of people who come to court who don't have lawyers, they can't afford lawyers, and it's detrimental to them because they may not get the best representation and the best result out of the court process.
In the race for New Mexico Senate District 37, incumbent Democrat Bill Souls says New Mexico needs to make key investments to grow business.
The biggest problems we have in New Mexico is we need to make sure we're making investments in infrastructure, investments in educated workforce, and investments in energy. And I think we're a little behind in all of those things as far as attracting big types of businesses. New Mexico's an incredible place, and I think we've got a strong small business community, but we need to have some more of those real anchor businesses.
His opponent, Republican Ceil Levatino, says New Mexico needs to be more competitive.
We have to stop being so dependent on the federal government. We've got to stop being so dependent on oil and gas and minerals. We've got to do whatever it takes to make ourselves competitive with our 5 neighboring states that are just outperforming us in every single way.
Voters will decide on November 8th who gets the job. For KRWG, I'm Samantha Sonner.